So if I don't try my best in this, I've got a bit of a cold, so I might sound a bit different. But anyway, let's just get started with the episode. So starting off with the big stories, the biggest one is that DJI introduced the Inspire 2 as well as the Phantom 4 Pro. And these drones look really great. The Inspire 2 is a bit more expensive at $2,999. But it's geared towards filmmakers now, so they've got two separate cameras on it, where basically one of the cameras is just for the person to see where they're going, which is supposed to be for two people to control at the same time. So one person's supposed to be looking at where the drone's going, the other one's supposed to be recording. So the recording camera can rotate 360 degrees so that it can be recording in any direction pretty much. The Pro has basically better specs, and it also has more sensors all around it to see all around it so it doesn't crash. So yeah, it's just better at flying between close spaces and just flying wherever you want to fly it really, without the fear of it crashing. And this drone's available for $1,499 or $1,799 for a controller with a built-in screen. And yeah, there is a screen that's actually built into the controller. You don't have to put your phone into it or anything like that anymore. Moving on to other stories, there's the OnePlus 3T that was announced that I mentioned in last week's episode. These are the specs that have changed since the OnePlus 3 to the OnePlus 3T. It didn't actually get 8GB of RAM, it got 6GB, but it did get a few other things improved, such as its battery life, as well as its processor, obviously, as I said in last week's episode. One thing I wasn't expecting though is that the OnePlus 3 itself was actually discontinued, and the 3T is just going to take its place. This is only in Europe and the US though, and it's going to be coming on November the 28th, so you have to wait until then to get the phone. And Google Translate is going to be getting a whole lot better, so it's going to be using something called the Neural Machine Translation, and this is basically going to be translating whole sentences at a time, and it's going to be learning over time basically what sentences are right and what aren't right. So it's basically just supposed to give a whole lot of better translations. It's only working with 8 languages at the moment, but these are the 8 most common languages on Google Translate. But over time, they are going to be rolling it out to all the other languages too. And 3UK was breached, and a lot of details were taken. Basically, all of the customers' details were taken, other than their bank details. So this is stuff like phone numbers, addresses, first names, last names, stuff like that. But the breach didn't actually happen by just basically hacking into their servers. It happened by going through an employer's account. So basically, they managed to get access to the employer's account, and then they got access to their records. So they've been trying to use these to steal upgrade phones, which was supposed to be for the customers whose details they stole. But 3 men were arrested for this, so it shouldn't be as bad as people think it is, hopefully. And moving on to the quickfire stories, Amazon Music Unlimited is now available in the UK, which is basically a competitor to Spotify and Google Play Music and stuff like that. Microsoft is finally bringing Visual Studio to the Mac, which will basically mean that people are going to be able to develop Windows apps on the Mac side. And Google is building a 650,000 square feet campus in King's Cross. So this is going to be next to basically where the YouTube space is, and it's going to be replacing their current campus, which is a lot smaller than this, about half the size. And they're supposed to finish work on this in 2018. And Qualcomm has announced Quick Charge 4.0, and this is going to be coming to your phone next year, along with the Snapdragon 835 processor. This is going to basically let you have 5 hours of charge on your phone from just 5 minutes of charging, which is pretty crazy. And moving on to the funny, stupid, and kind of weird stories, Apple is selling a $300 book. So there's going to be 2 variants of this book. There's going to be a $300 one and a $200 one, depending on what size you want to get. But yeah, this is basically a book that's filled with a whole load of design pictures by of Apple products. And yeah, I heard somebody say that design books are usually around this price, but the ones that I saw certainly weren't. If you find any books that are around this price, be sure to tell me down in the comments, because I just couldn't find any. But anyway, that's about it for this video. If you liked it, be sure to give it a like. Again, sorry for my voice, I've just got a big cold. But yeah, if you liked it, be sure to like it, be sure to subscribe, and again, comment down below if you have anything to say, and I'll see you all in the next video. Bye.